Hi, Sharam Namdarian here. Two announcements before we start. The first thing, grand old hoodie. This is not available for sale, yet I have sold one. It's got Create Your Fate on one side, Created by Fate on the other, because Lord knows it's a bit of a balance. A logo right here, and whatever this thing is on the back. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I might make it available for sale. The other thing is I have an online course coming soon. It is called Introduction to Surrender. It's basically a crash course in emotional healing. If you know me, and you might know me, I fucking love a bit of healing. So that's a course that's available for sale. It's basically 2.5 hours where I take you on a journey to understand the ins and outs. And for example, if you're new to the channel, or maybe been following for a while, or you really want to sort of get started in your own healing journey and be tooled up to understand it at a much deeper level over the 2.5 hours, we fucking cram that shit in your brain. So if that is something you're interested in, that is coming out soon. In this video, I want to talk about the perspective that we have and the solutions that we get. So I originally wanted to title this video, Why Most Relationship Advice Sucks. And honestly, I wanted to say that's because most people giving the advice are in pain. Lord knows when I first started out as Mr. Harvey Hook, the dating coach, that's exactly what I did. I was afraid of being anxious, so what would I do? I would gear myself up, psych myself up, that every time that I felt like I was going to be anxious, I would have this routine where I would basically dance around and think of certain things to force myself to not have that anxiety. Only now that I now focus on healing, do I now know that anxiety ain't so bad. In fact, anxiety is sometimes just excitement mislabeled. Sometimes anxiety is just energy. It's unprocessed energy. So when thinking about the advice that we give, the matter of perspective in which we give it is incredibly important. For example, if you were at the bottom of a hill, the perspective you would have is so much different to if you're at the top of a hill. In fact, that's one of the major points that I share in the online course. The perspective in which we have is incredibly important. So when we focus on healing, we're actually shifting our perspective. We start to look at the drama that we've been persisting for our whole life. So this video is about healing your relationships. But more importantly, this video is about the process in which healing our relationships can fundamentally change the way our relationships work. In fact, fuck it. I'm going to label this video, Why Most of Relationship Advice Sucks. Here's the thing. If you look at the relationship advice on the internet, what is the things that you often might see? The common search terms, which I have found through my own history of being a dating coach, are little search terms like, this is me typing, little search terms like how to make him like me, how to get this person to stay. Is this okay? Is this not okay? Basically, they're generally very receiving things. They are pulling in, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But let me ask you something. You've got two friends, one person who wants something from you and one person who wants to give something to you. Which person are you naturally drawn to? Now, it's true that someone can give to you out of anxiety and insecurity. They can give to you because, truth be told, they're actually trying to take from you. But imagine for a second this person is just trying to give to you, respects your feelings. Which person do you think is more attractive? Come from anxiety, create more anxiety. Come from pain, create more pain. Come from fear, create more fear. Come from fat, create more fat. Fat being an emotion, not a physical state. Come from poverty. That's really hard for me to say. I only healed a huge aspect of my own inner poorness that makes me try so hard because I believe that no matter what happens, I will always try hard and that people are judging me this morning. But sometimes come from a feeling poor state. Create more poorness. Emotional problems aren't usually the same as physical problems. Physical problems. You have someone stabbed you in the hand. Pull out the knife. Very simple. Emotional problems. tend to be often rooted in history. They're like splinters in our soul, that we have a splinter from from our parents that they gave us, from a childhood aspect of who we were that we didn't necessarily know how to process when we were a kid. So we've gone our whole life with this little shard of something inside us that has been stopping us from truly being ourselves. Most relationship advice online sucks because it can't truly teach you what you already know. And that is someone that is loved. That is someone who is whole and nurtured and, truth be told, in the name of love, and for some people this is hard to hear, have nothing to lose. That rejection, fear, anxiety, things like that are things to be almost celebrated because they are a part of life just as much as pain, as love. When you are free to not love, just as much as you are free to love, your love has so much weight because you are not afraid of not having it. So it becomes more special. When you are free to be weak, as well as free to be strong, strength inside you can truly cultivate because you are not strong from fear of weakness. Because isn't that true weakness? So in relationships, you look at this advice out there and go, how do I get this person to like me? Are you not lovable? Are you not enough as you are? And that's the hard thing to say online because what happens is people say, just be yourself. And the person receiving the advice, they don't fucking know who they are. They've tried being themselves. They've failed. If they knew how to be themselves, they would. So what do? We heal. We deal with our blocks towards love. We surrender. We process our emotion. We surrender to our feelings. We let them grow, subside, pass, because all emotions have a start, all emotions have a finish line. I shit you not, for I am no shitter, that the process of healing can radically transform your relationships and, more importantly, radically transform your life. Healing your response to people, other people, what's going on in your current relationship. Healing, if you are single, healing your response to being single. People I talk to, they are like, my value. There are some people I talk to, they're like, my value as a person is judged on whether I'm in a relationship or not. And I go, from fucking who? From society? But who accepted that judgment? But it's hard. It is hard. No one said it was going to be easy. But from a broken and unhealed response, not saying broken as such, but just as stuck. We look around and see it's easy for everyone else, that it should be easy. I find it funny. There was one time I'm on the radio and someone's like, but dating is hard. And I was like, it's gonna fucking suck. It's gonna be bullshit. You're gonna question things. You're going to question yourself. That's the journey. That's the path we fucking take. Same thing with me in business. How do I know when to charge someone? From my stuck place. How do I know how much to charge someone? From my stuck place, I am stuck. I never let myself move forward. I never let myself move back because I'm afraid of how it feels like. Afraid past tense. Those little tiny moments of anxiety and contemplation can be and will be, and in many cases are, deep contemplation. Most relationship advice fucking sucks. Full stop. Because the people giving it are in pain. They're giving you their band-aids. And those band-aids are bloody. There is nothing wrong with taking that advice. In many cases, it does. I'm just checking my audio. In many cases, it does work. But it has to be something you keep up. If you do not keep it up, then it will not work. We shift to healing. We shift to healing. There is no need for it to work because the perspective in which you are viewing everything shifts. Everything. You realize the entire time that something was going on and that you were limping instead of running. And now you have the freedom to limp, to run, to stand still in your relationships, in whatever that means to you. Sometimes I can speak very vaguely because it is vague. It's so broad and encompassing. Like, and a specific example. Process fear towards speaking to new people. You are now capable of seeing when someone else is afraid of speaking to a new person. You, therefore, have the gift of talking to them because you can see it. I've often lovingly called it witch sight. A friend of mine called it that, and I love that phrase. Witch sight. You're a witch. Develop the sixth sense to witness and perceive things in other people that you have healed in yourself. You're afraid of rejection, so you never try. You heal rejection. You heal your response to rejection. Suddenly you realize they aren't rejecting me. They're just making space for someone in my life that actually wants to be with me. You know, how can you, they say, there's that common phrase, you can't lose something you never had. You never had anything. People in relationships divorce and then they say, but this is not how it was meant to go. You never owned that person. That person was free to be with you and free to not be with you. And it's hard, but it was never easy. It only gets easier when you accept the hard. That things are gonna be bullshit. Things are gonna suck. If they do. If they don't suck, congratulations, you are already healed. Because you have given yourself the chance and the time and the strength to grow the muscles that others might not necessarily have grown yet. Most relationship advice sucks because the people giving it, broken people, teaching you how to walk with a limp. But you never had one because it's an emotional limp. Like, you're fine as you are. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to learn more about I do have a course coming out soon, Introduction to Surrender, basically a crash course in emotional healing where you can learn how to heal yourself. You can apply these concepts now, get the real basics of healing yourself. I do have other courses on more specific things, but this is the one that you want to start out with. And make sure to leave a like if you did like this video and comment something you learned, because if you didn't learn anything, whatever, it's all good. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.